Covering Colorado first in Englewood, Denver has world-class medical care, especially when it comes to the rehabilitation happening at Craig Hospital. And that's where a young woman from Missouri got the help that she needs to get back on her feet, literally. Our Mackenzie O'Keefe is at Craig for us, and Mackenzie, this 18-year-old, was so determined to walk out of the hospital after being paralyzed. It is just amazing.
It is an incredible story. She was so determined. It was 6 months ago that she was told she was paralyzed from the waist down, and then now today she was able to walk out of the front doors of this hospital. The nurses say it was not only her goals, but also her positive attitude and her outlook that helped her in this miraculous recovery. And of course, she did not do this alone. She had quite the cheering squad out there today. It was 18-year-old Sami Bayless took those tough but rewarding steps out of the hospital, marking months of rehab and, of course, now recovery. It was back in June when this young woman was driving in Missouri to the horse stables for work, and that's when she got in this head-on collision. She suffered a bad spinal injury that left her paralyzed from the waist down. She told us she doesn't remember this accident, but what she does remember is waking up here in Colorado at Craig Hospital. She underwent spinal reconstruction at Swedish Hospital just next door, overcame multiple infections, months of rehab, even standing up for the very first time. And she told us that was one of the most difficult things she's done, and of course something that she will never again take for granted. But through all of this, Sami was brave and said despite being paralyzed, her goal from day one was that she would walk again and, more importantly, get back to her love of riding horses.
I knew I had to walk again. I have big plans. I had to walk. I don't have time for this. So it's taught me a lot of patience, but I never lost hope of walking because in my mindset I just had to. It wasn't an option.
It was very disheartening to watch a young girl not being able to walk again, but what I really believe saved her was her attitude, her support system, and being at the right place.
All I could say is thank you a million times over.
Now, her mom was her rock through all this. In those 6 months, her mom was here almost every single day by her side. And Britt, she just has such an infectious personality. You couldn't help but love her. And she says the second she gets home, the first thing she's going to do is stand up, pet her horse, and bawl like a baby because she didn't think she'd ever be able to do that again. We're live in Englewood. Mackenzie O'Keefe covering Colorado First.
Mackenzie, she's charismatic and pretty inspiring. Thank you so much for that story.